It's been an honor serving with you all. Autobots, roll out!
So the first time we see him is in the first Transformers live action movie, where he goes to break out Megatron and get the Allspark. This doesn't go to plan, and Megatron tells him and assures that Starscream has failed him again. And then we see him go and shoot at the Autobots and the battle down in the Mission City. Then, last scene we see him in, before he goes into outer space, is when he destroys these jets. And that is all for Transformers. So, in Revenge of the Fallen, he was pretty much a downgrade of what we see in Transformers. But in the first scene we see him in is when Megatron goes into space and he's mad that Starscream took command and assures him that there's no command in death but his. And then we see him when they capture Sam going into the forest battle, trying to capture Sam again. Then, because he failed, Megatron gives him a big beating, and Starscream just fails him. Then he is also seen when Devastator combines, also when he tried to capture Sam again, and the ending scene. Now, on to Dark of the Moon. Alright, so in Transformers Dark of the Moon, we see him when he arrives at the base in Africa. We also see him in some parts of the city. We also see him when he blows up the Autobot ship. And we also see him when Sam grapples him in the eye and he explodes and dies. This is where I changed. Alright, so before Sam grabs onto Starscream's eye, Starscream would see this and dodge, but it would grab into his arm. Once it did, Starscream would fly, swinging Sam against the building, killing him instantly. Bumblebee, infuriated, would fire shots at Starscream, damaging him. Starscream would fly away in pain as Bumblebee and Carly go down to check on Sam and eventually rush him to a hospital. Starscream in the air would see the brutal deaths of Soundwave and Shockwave and would soon get a distress message from none other than Sentinel Prime. Starscream lands on the nearest building, watching as Megatron and Sentinel Prime get destroyed. Seeing this, there's a smirk on his face, and he is now the leader of the Decepticons. So now we transition into Transformers Age of Extinction. And in this movie, the Cemetery Wind will now be hunting Decepticons, and the new cast of Autobots won't appear until the next movie. I will be replacing them with the old Autobots from Dark of the Moon, since Cemetery Wind is not hunting them. And for the Decepticons, Starscream, the leader, Nitro Zeus, Mohawk, Barricade, some Protoforms, and Onslaught. At the beginning of the movie, the creators come across Megatron's body. Then they rebuild it into Galvatron. Galvatron then seeks revenge on Starscream to reclaim leadership. Then, during Starscream's coordination, before he gets the crown put on his head, Galvatron then shows up and starts blasting Starscream in the chest, blowing Starscream up into smithereens. Then all the Decepticons start hailing Lord Galvatron. But every Decepticon there is haunted by the words of Starscream before he blown up. I will come back for my revenge. And then the rest of the movie will basically be the same. On to the last movie, which I propose a new movie called Transformers Starscream's Ghost instead of Transformers The Last Night. So in the beginning of the movie, we will show how Galvatron got his new body, but there's a twist. Galvatron thinks he went to Cybertron alone, but little does he know, Starscream is behind him as a ghost. He then goes on to possess the Galvatron body and follows. Megatron and Starscream both duke it out in their new bodies, not able to use them right, and they throw each other into Earth's atmosphere. Once they are in Earth's atmosphere, they can't control themselves. They just keep on falling and falling until they hit the ground. Megatron then calls for all the Decepticons to rally to him. The Decepticons then call on the Autobots for help. This truly is their darkest hour. They need their help in order to fend off Starscream and destroy him once and for all. A giant battle takes place. Decepticons and Autobots all giving it all just to destroy Starscream. But nothing is working. They are trying and trying, using everything in their power. But he is just indestructible. Nothing can stop him, it seems. But Optimus decides to use the Matrix to light their darkest hour. Starscream is no more. The Decepticons and Autobots are no longer fighting. They all are one. So that is my theory video on what if Starscream survived. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And the next one I'm doing is what happened to the seed after Age of Extinction. So stay tuned. Peace.